And we are now live!
Hi, everybody!
And we are coming up on our next session. We don't have Smalls tonight. Smalls is off on an adventure. Probably will be next week as well. But we have Hayes back.
Smalls, we love you!
Unfortunately, Hayes also has... Hayes has the COVID. So it's going around the group, I'm afraid. So everybody, wear your masks, get your vaccines, all that jazz. Don't catch
wait
it.
until the last minute like I did. Don't do that.
I've had a bad track record of every time I get the vaccine, I get COVID like a week later from somebody else in my family. We'll see.
Well, now that you've identified it, mask up around your
Plague relatives, yes.
I have a small request.
Yes.
Of a retcon. Can I change Teddy's last name to Celestino? Because I saw a baseball player with that last name and I love it.
Yeah, I can do that. That's fine with me.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey.
Maybe we can make his middle name Rodriguez. Teddy Rodriguez Celestino.
Hey, yeah, that kind of rolls off.
Because I know a lot of Latino cultures do like the middle name and then the mother's name as the surname.
Yeah.
And like
well,
make their names really long.
They combine the last names, but we don't really do that here, so it gets complicated. It's why my name is a mess. My last name's a mess.
That's legit. But yeah, I don't have any problem with that. We will do that.
Heck
And we last left off exploring the festival. Hayes wasn't here, but Hayes has seen from at least what I understand from the chat, the episode on Twitch, so Hayes is a little bit caught up. And we left Hayes' character hanging out with the nurse from the clinic where they had gone and put the job application in. So we'll get to resolve that shortly here. But the rest of the party is off gallivanting with Princess and Hale and the captain of the Knights, who is not as excited to be there as everyone else seems to be.
He's working.
He is.
He's not happy.
Oh, I'm gonna put him to work. I'm gonna get him working.
Probably not more
mischief.
than the princess is working his nerve right now.
That's a good point.
And we last left most of the party as going into the exhibit that's for the god Tethys, but the exhibit itself is called the Curiosity of the Deep Seas. But first, I think I'd like to start with Hayes, since Hayes wasn't here last week.
Hello, everybody. Right, so last we saw Briar, he had Boss around his shoulders, and they were watching the dance performance between Morgan and Mahalia, and witnessed the debacle between Lakey's grandmother and Mahalia, and that big old reveal, and Briar was like,
It's pronounced débâcle. It's French.
Débâcle. And I'm thinking during that performance, Briar was like, tap going, "Excuse me, Mr. Healer, sir, can you come to the clinic for us?" And Briar, feeling a little bit obligated, considering the day previous, had to lift itty bitty Boss off his shoulders, and reluctantly, handled him and cradled him in big arms for a moment. And placed Boss on the ground for a minute. "I need to do this thing. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to mingle with everybody else?"
And obviously Boss would have chosen to hang out with everybody
Right.
else, because shenanigans ensued. sticking tongues into drinks and what have you.
With accuracy, you know.
Yeah.
Pinpoint accuracy. Epic levels of accuracy.
Whiskey business. I'm sorry, I'm breaking
Anyway.
haze.
I'm just, helping with the narration. So, and then Briar had to miss out on all that shenanigans, which is, unfortunate. So, what's up at the clinic? Oh, guide of mine.
So I was just gonna have the nurse come up and say, "Oh, the doctor looked over your application and wanted to meet with you. If you wanted to go do that now, he should be available. He usually works nights, but he said to come by any time. He'd love to see you."
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay, and in that case, she would walk you back to the clinic. It's the same lady you talked to the prior day, who I think I gave a name to, somewhere in my notes. If I find it, I'll let you know. Because we haven't used it in canon. But yeah, so she walks you back to the clinic and says, "Just hang on 1 second. Let me go find the doctor, see if he's still awake," and kind of leaves you at the front desk. Do you want to poke around at all while you're there, or should I just quickly bring the doctor back out?
I would think Briar would glance around, but he wouldn't wander.
Okay. It's a tidy office front area. You can see that there's people on beds and things. It's kind of a big open hall with kind of like World War I partitions set up with sheets in between and poles holding up the sheets in between so that there's little separate areas for people to have some privacy. But it's obviously a building that was not intended for this to be a doctor's clinic.
So it improvised.
Yeah, to some extent, for sure. And she comes back eventually with a kind of olive-skinned, dark-haired young man, probably early 30s, little bit of a beard. He looks very tired, because obviously she said he's been working nights and it's midday the next day, roughly speaking.
Oh, my type.
And he looks at you and he's kind of just stares at you very strangely, and I don't think it would click for you initially. And he says, "Why don't you follow me back this way?" Doesn't really, being a little bit cagey, but, obviously he's like, "Okay, let's have some privacy for this discussion."
Well, Ashley would, understand, this guy is sleep deprived. He was likely woken up from a nap, so he's probably a little grumpy, which is understandable. So Briar's just going to follow as best to his ability.
Yeah, and he leads you back to his office, which has a partition set up in it, and there's a bed behind that as well, which you can see is obviously recently been slept in, maybe as recently as a few minutes ago. But he's turned on the lights in his office. There are no windows in this office. It's clearly a storage room that's been converted, and he's clearly using this as his working and living quarters at the same time. And he closes the door behind you and said, "You didn't have to fill out a job application, Briar."
Well, I figured, formalities and all that, following protocol.
You got my letter, didn't you?
Letter? Hold please.
You have no idea what he's talking about.
In fact, Briar's reaching for his journal and saying, did he get a notification indicating a end character previously sent letter
Nope.
in his inventory?
Nope.
That's what he's looking
You
for.
have not sent a letter in character. You have no idea what he's talking about. The journal has nothing about it.
So, Briar claps the book closed, puts it back on his hip. I did not receive anything, actually. I appeared here because my feet told me to.
You're staying, like, ugh. I sent the letter to your home. You have been home after the war, right?
Can I make a history check?
Yes, you may. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably pull my dice out.
Oh no, my dice is stuck. No.
Shake it.
I got a... I got a 16 for the record.
Okay, what do you think your character, in your mind when you were creating your character, do you think your character has gone home? Do you think Ashley is the kind of person to have a character that would have gone home?
Given the stuff that Ashley is dealing with IRL, going home would probably be the furthest from her mind.
I think a lot of that filtered through to Briar when you made him. And Briar, after the war wrapped up, has not been home to see his family. So any letter that would have been sent there, he has no knowledge of.
And Ashley is thinking, oh, I done effed up.
This guy absolutely has his hands on his hips and is looking at you like a disappointed parent.
What is this guy's name? What does Briar remember?
He hasn't said, and I'm not... wait, no, hang on. Give me a roll to see if your character brain hands you the answer.
Come on, character brain. No, that did not count. There we go.
What did you get?
I got a 1!
Oh, no.
Mal, the box you gave me betrayed me.
No, I think that box is
The
exactly
box
what
I
we're
gave
supposed
you
to
know
do.
which way this is going. It chose the hilarious. It's me. Of course, it chose the hilarious option.
I'm gonna say that the game has not given you the answer. However, he does have a name plaque on his desk. I will give you an out.
Oh my God.
But I would like you to roll again and see if he notices you looking at his name plaque.
Listen here, you 20, by the way.
Oh, you did great, because he rolled a 13 and a 20 is an automatic win. So his name tag says Zivathira Angrostrin, which is a hell of a name. But
you could just call him Doctor. Just call him Doc.
I like to think there's an actual tiny little fox voice in the back of your head that just told you that. That's my headcanon now. That's not going anywhere. That's mine.
Oh,
a Smalls appears! Hello, Smalls!
oh, hey, Smalls! Okay, so smoothly, detecting the placard available to peepholes, there's no way Briar's going to play this off naturally. So, let's see. Look, I'm dealing with the war as best I can. Yes, I haven't gone home. Yes, I may not have recouped ideally, but I'm doing okay. I'm fine. Mostly.
He's still got his hands on his hips, and there's a very clear look of, like, disappointment and a little bit of rage. Like, just the barest edge of rage. And he just says, "You left a note, and you just left. That was it."
I came back, didn't I? I'm here.
Why are you here, Briar?
Because I'm lost either way. And I figured this would help me get my head straight. You know, new city, new clinic, maybe somewhere that doesn't have screaming patrons and debris flying all over the place. This seems peaceful and put together, and people actually help each other here. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to I'm not going to subject my family to me not having my head straight. So I'm here to make sure I'm straight. That's it.
You kind of see that edge of rage kind of fade a little bit. And the doctor just says, "Look, I don't like how we left things. I don't like it. And I feel like that's a better discussion to have when I've had more than 4 hours of sleep."
Yeah, you're right. Me just that wasn't right of me to do. It wasn't mature of me to do. And I do apologize for that.
And I apologize for getting mad at you for not reading the letter that you didn't know that I sent. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you hadn't been home.
Well, how could you have known? Really, it's not like you're omnipotent as much as you pretend to be.
Touche.
So he's going to present his hand to him. Bygones by bygones, then?
He kind of looks at it and just says, I can't. Not right now. Maybe later.
That's
can
valid.
we take a rain check for like 8 p.m.?
That is fair.
And I gotta be honest, as much as you turning up out of the blue to fill out a job application, really caught me off guard. We really do need a doctor. I can't keep running this by myself. We could use your help.
I noticed how ragtag this place is. What's been... This looks like a war zone. When I don't see any demolished building outside. Has there been an epidemic lately, or...
How new are you to this city? How long have you been here?
This is my second day.
Okay, so the king outlawed the worship of the goddess Ariel. And in so doing, a lot of the facilities that used to be temples to Ariel no longer stayed the same. They no longer had the worshippers coming to help do the work of keeping people healthy. And so all of those structures that were there were allowed to continue, but a lot of them fell apart. A lot of them didn't have the same backing that they used to. It didn't have the same funding. So I'm putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding wound. There's not enough healthcare in this city to cover what people need.
Wait. Just so I understand. The king undermined the healthcare of the city. As in, he gutted the resources and staff necessary to take care of the city.
He took away the prestige of the system, and in so doing, undermined the system's way of working, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So, okay. So is this the only clinic?
No, there's probably half a dozen, maybe more, around the city in different areas, but I think we're one of two in the Lusari district, which is so heavily populated.
I did notice it was pretty dense. Okay. I don't completely understand it, but I'll roll with it.
If you have more questions later, we can talk about it later this evening. 8 p.m.
Yeah, after your brain resets. Yeah, 8 p.m. I'm staying at the Crock and Bowl if you want to meet there.
He nods and says, "Yeah, I know it. They used to be a temple of Ariel too, in a way."
Well, they're still practicing over there, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, a lot of the facilities still exist. I know the orphanage is a little crowded, but you know, they get by where they can.
Right. Meantime, is there anything I can do for you while you sleep?
He kind of like does one of those things where he runs a hand through his hair and just says, no, I think I've got it handled. Just I'll see you at 8 p.m. at the Crock and Bowl.
I'll be there.
Great. I'll see you then.
Okay.
Wait, before you leave, I know you didn't get the letter. Did you want the ring back?
Right. I mean, if if it weighs too heavy on you, I suppose.
Sorry, Mal has a bunny. It's throwing me off.
I'm being inconspicuous.
They're all trying to be.
This is very dramatic but I can't stop listening. Pretend like I'm not here.
I think in response he doesn't really say anything directly to that and just says 8 p.m. We'll talk at the Crock and Bowl.
Yeah, Briar swallows thickly, and he nods, and quietly leaves the clinic. Meanwhile, Ashley on the inside of the skull is going, "What the fuck was that?"
I would just like to tell everyone who's listening, including our players, I did not give Hayes a heads up about any of this.
That was improv. Out of the best of my capacity.
You know, it's funny. My sister's traveling right now and can't be in on this session, so I cannot wait for her to get the tea.
She can watch it on Twitch. It should be up for the next week or so.
Oh, she's in India, so she can't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have to communicate with her through Instagram and WhatsApp, so.
Gotcha.
Oh.
She tunes in. She just can't this sometimes, so I'm like, ooh, girl.
Alrighty. And
little does Briar know, divorced sad men are my thing.
I need another.
Now I'm wondering, is Briar about to get a divorce? What just happened?
If not, the engagement has been called off.
Question for you. Do you want Briar to have a ring on?
The big decision.
That maybe you didn't realize might be some kind of engagement ring.
You just killed them.
I did. I did kill them.
Devilish deed. The guide.
Okay. All right. So Briar's fingers are approximately like these little
Yeah,
clawed gardening gloves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to check under his shirt for a necklace, because that is how a creature of Ashley's design can actually have a ring, is around their neck.
Roll high.
And lo and behold,
High.
there is a chain with the ring connected to it.
Oh,
I have a question. What does the doctor look like?
Yeah, we need to know that now. Yeah.
So
We gotta know.
he's got brown
so every
eyes.
artist in this group just perked the F up. Like, they are taking notes.
I mean, do you want to know who I modeled him in my brain after, or do you want to know how I describe him? So you have a little bit more fair.
Lay it on me, V.
So I kind of borrowed oh god damn it, what's his name? He's one of the love interests in Jane the Virgin. What is his name? Oh, come on, brain. I'm gonna Google it. It's fine. But he's got brown eyes. He's got kind of an olive skin tone. Kind of, I mean, his hair's probably a little bit ruffled because he was just asleep. But he's got kind of well-kept, short, black hair. What is his name? Justin Baldoni. It looks like Justin Baldoni. I didn't even have to go Google it. So he's kind of like kind of that like Middle Eastern blend where you're not exactly sure what region he's from, but kind of has that look to him. He's pretty handsome.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
He's gorgeous, yeah.
100%.
I just looked that up. Okay.
If you haven't seen Jane the Virgin,
Wow.
I very much enjoyed it. I started watching it
I'm
and
all
straight
down.
binged it.
Okay, for the record,
I gave it.
Briar fucked up. Briar fucked up.
That's what I was just thinking.
So
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. New login, new Briar. It's all as the
How did
Briar
you fumble
turns.
that bad? How did you fumble this bad?
I would also like to
Wow.
say
You made Smalls eat their phone.
I would also like to say, Briar, that you would know that if this is somebody who you last saw during the war, who you may or may not have broken up with a note, it's been like 2 or 3 years since the end of the war. And this guy... Yeah, this guy hasn't heard from you in 2 or 3 years and still has a ring.
So that's where the edge of rage
have proof.
came.
Yep!
Briar fucked up.
But yeah, so,
game designers
Briar, as
put
you're
that in.
panicking, you are welcome to go rejoin your friends at the festival, should you so choose.
I'm going to the festival.
And probably thinking real hard on your way there.
Oh yeah, Ashley is trying to tap into Briar's neural network to get some kind of in-character information. Like, they're trying to reverse hack their own brain right now.
What did you do?
Go ahead
What
and roll me a d20.
Oh, hi.
Mothbox, don't fuck with me. I got an 8.
Oh.
Okay. I will say that you start to remember just like the barest hint of things, but you do remember that he goes by Ziv. Just Z-I-V.
Ziv.
Because Zivathera is a mouthful.
Oh man. Well, at least I got a nickname out of all that. Jesus. So, just a low-key anxiety attack over this whole thing. Briar is feeling a little, head swimmy. Kind of like that loopy feeling that you just avoided a car when you're a pedestrian. So you're kind of like, what?
Do you prefer shell-shocked or gobsmacked?
I feel like shell shock is
leaning
more
towards
appropriate
gobsmacked.
given the war.
Well, or shell shocked, but shell shock tends to lean towards maniacal laughter for no reason. I
Gobsmacked.
think so. Maybe in the middle of gobsmacked and shell shock. So it's kind of like ears ringing, things are a little muted, but not
Sure, it's a spectrum.
entirely. Yeah, it's a spectrum. So he's probably going to need to take a minute and park himself at a fountain.
There's a fountain right outside the clinic. We have previously established that. Or you can make it back to the festival and find one there.
So, taking a few minutes at the fountain, regain, splash some water on his face.
When will my refund?
And head to the festival and, try to get at least a couple ales in before having to face my apparently ex-fiance later on this evening.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
We have at least a couple other folks staying at the Crock and Bowl, right? So.
Yeah, Boss and Fox both have a room, for sure.
Okay. Right, I'm going to find the party.
And I will say, I mean, the rest of the party is probably waiting in line to get into an exhibit that they're all standing outside of, which is a very large tent. And your party is also very large, and there aren't that many frogs around, or fairies, so I think maybe it might be easier to spot them in this crowd, because they are such striking figures.
Can I roll to see if I can find the honey lemon colored frog of boss?
Yes, you may.
Because that's going to be
but
my
be
landmark.
prepared that if you roll, you may fail.
Just go down the list of the rest of the adventurers. So next, it's like, let me roll for a fairy.
The moth box is not my friend today.
No, what'd you
9.
get? Okay, that's not terrible. I think maybe I think maybe you don't see boss, but you hear somebody saying, "Did you see that frog avatar back there? That was so cute!" And like just people walking past, so you kind of get a direction, but you haven't found them yet.
Oh, okay. So probably asking, like, passing questions. Hey, have you seen a yellow dart frog anywhere?
Yeah. And you don't necessarily have the panic of a parent looking for their child, so most people are like, "Oh yeah, I think I think back there, maybe."
Neat.
Just kind of get vague directionals. And I will say that you successfully, after a little while, get back to the rest of your party, who are waiting in line. There's the carnival barker shouting, "Come see the terror of the deep seas!" Outside of this very large tent. And there's a bit of a line because it's a newer exhibit this year. They don't usually have this one.
Oh, great! It's probably a mermaid in a tank. Neat.
Hey Doc, over here. Hey Doc.
Oh.
Over here.
Yeah, I see.
Can I do an insight check to see if I can tell that he's depressed?
Well, here, question.
Rattled.
Is Briar doing anything to hide it, or is it just plain on your face?
I think, given how Briar's face is structured, his brows barely move, considering how bulky it is, given tiefling / gargoyle-esque designs that he went through.
Hard to read.
So, any eyebrow expression, very hard to detect. However, the eyes under it is expressing haunted. And maybe just a gray tint to the copper skin tone.
I will say, Fox, that you probably noticed there's a little bit of panic underlying the expression on Briar's face as he rejoins the group, or they rejoin the group, excuse me.
Give him a pat on the back. Hey, you doing all right, bud? You want some honey candy? I've got honey candy.
I'd love some honey candy, actually. I'll take 3.
Wow. Oh, here you got it.
How?
Yeah, I think if it's pretty clear to see, Morrigan's gonna, turn around and spot Briar as, like, Fox is, mentioning that he sees them. And I think Morrigan's gonna be like, "Whoa, who died?"
No,
what?
No.
Why are you doing this? What is that?
Nobody died.
I don't think that.
But just ran into my fiance, ex-fiance. In-game fiance. So.
So the doctor's kind of fiance. Oh, okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
I guess.
so kind of reeling from that a little bit, but it's a little weird because I'm feeling like actual dread. So that's a thing.
That seems,
You know?
yeah, seems a little intense.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and I have been saying from the beginning that they put those fucking electrodes on your head, and they're tapping into your goddamn brain.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's very. It's been making me feel strange things too, actually. So I know how it feels.
yeah. I mean, there's immersion and then there's immersion. So
Yeah, and there's like
Fear's over here
peaceful.
listening to this, just going, that's so hot.
So every time y'all start talking about out-of-game stuff near Lakey, I have started to roll to see if he notices. And I've been keeping track of those rolls. And so far it has been a 20, an 18, a 17, a 15, and now another 17. So we are bound and determined to not acknowledge anything. So Lakey is fully engrossed in whatever the heck is happening in the exhibit.
That is delightful, and I love it.
So
Excuse me.
what's happening in this tent? What's up here?
Ocean shit, I think. I don't know.
Oh, neat. Ocean. I like ocean. Ocean is nice.
Yeah, ocean's fine.
More Doug is becoming my favorite character.
This is multiplayer player going, no, bar. They said ocean, not OSHA.
But yeah, as you guys start inching closer and closer, people are coming out the far side of the tent, so obviously it's a thing where you kind of like wind and snake your way through as you see the exhibits and then can leave later. And the carnival barker just keeps going, keeps like spouting off, "Come see the creatures of the great deep, Tethys' monsters from the center of the ocean." Like just spouting off all sorts of crap.
Being the hype man.
Yeah, trying to get people to come see the exhibit. There is a small fee. The princess pays for you. Briar, you have not met the princess, but she's not bothered at all by adding one more person to the tab. I don't know if you want to talk to her at all or not, but she's just happily chilling.
Oh, who's Fox? Who's this?
Oh, that's the princess.
The princess?
Yeah. The princess of this whole realm. So I've been told.
Does this princess have a name?
Probably. Let me check my player's handbook for any names I've written down.
You may recall her name is Princess Celine.
Oh, I just remembered. Princess Celine. Almost like Selena. Famed artist Selena, but Celine.
Got it. Good recall there, Slick.
Thank you. I know.
And yeah.
Yeah, but she seems really chill. She seems down to party.
Apparently.
Briar's gonna feel a slight tug on his pants, and it's gonna be Boss, and he's just gonna say very quietly, "Glad you're back with us."
I'm glad too. You want uppies?
You know it.
He's
gonna hold up his card. Please.
All right.
So, Boss is right on the shoulders. Once again, all is right with the world.
If that doesn't get used in combat as some sort of like fastball special situation, I will never forgive anyone ever for the rest of my life, regardless of whether or not they had anything to do with this podcast. I'm just saying.
It's noted.
Say that first part again. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said if uppies isn't used in some sort of combat situation, like the fastball special, I'm just gonna quit everything, the whole world.
And you guys head into the tent. I will say Celine and Knight Captain Galleon lead in first, probably shortly followed by Hale, who seems very reluctant to go in. Is not excited about it at all. But Galleon kind of makes him move forward into the tent, is not letting him stay behind. Under the presumption that he doesn't want him getting lost in the crowd. And you guys can all filter in behind them.
How big is this tent? It's got ocean creatures in it?
It's pretty big. Like, it's... I want to say there's probably 20 or 30 different fish tanks set up on the inside that are fairly large. But there is a very large one. And as our illustrious doctor pointed out, there's probably a mermaid in there. There is, in fact, a very, very large mermaid in the middle tank. However, it does not look like your stereotypical mermaid. You can tell, even from a distance, that it is much more dangerous looking than your standard, like, Disney heroine that you would see.
So are we talking like spiky or seal-like?
I guess when you get closer, you get to find out.
Oh, you're right up on that tank.
Okay.
Press my nose against it.
Yeah.
Fox, get away from the glass! Stop!
Look, the little kids get to do it.
Wait, hold on. As Fox presses his face up closer to the glass, I think this mermaid's face comes immediately down to face you and shows you all of its teeth, of which there are several rows.
Is it in a smiley kind of way, or like... That's why I was asking.
So, yes, boss.
Briar's gonna feel a tap, 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 tap on his shoulder, and you can immediately tell Boss needs someone to hold his hand. He's very nervous right now.
Oh.
Yep. Briar raised both of his arms to do the hua.
Don't let go,
Like,
man.
The protect the child.
Boss is a helmet right now. It's like, no.
So this creature in the central tank, around the rest of the room, are fairly more mild creatures that are smaller. You see the stereotypical jellyfish, which look a little bit different from, like, earth jellyfish, but they're jellyfish. You can tell they're jellyfish. There's some weird, like, bioluminescent crabs that kind of look like praying mantises, but with crab bodies instead, which just makes them more like ocean bugs than they looked before. But, like, you see things that look fairly normal around the room with, like, little twists to them, little adjustments that would make them more effective deep-sea creatures. But the mermaid in the central tank, which is now baring its teeth at Fox, is about 12 feet long from the top of their head to the end of their very flowy tail. They have a humanoid torso with a very more eel-like tail, but instead of having eel fins, they've got, like, betta fish fins. So they're very flowy and very ribbony and very dramatic looking, which makes it a great showpiece in the center of this room. She has a vibrant blood-colored tail with blue scales up and down her body, and she's very reflective of the water. So they've got lights set up around periodically that reflects off the top of the water, which shoots down all of those, like, pretty underwater ripples that you're used to seeing when you see underwater photography and things like that. And despite her decorative colors, she has the eyes of a deep sea fish, and she has 4 eyes. And they are all those, like... Have you ever seen a picture of, like, a deep sea fish, and they kind of bulge out a little bit, and they're dark, and then have that, like, lightly silver ring around the edge? She's got 4 of those going on.
That is a very humbling experience, isn't it, Fox?
Yeah. And they are pupilless and kind of pearlescent looking. Unlike a human, she does not have, like, a human nose. Instead, she's got, like, gills where her rib cage would be, because that's where fish have rib cages.
Right.
So large that if you look inside of those ribs, you could probably see her organs and bones. Because they go right into her lungs. Her hair is made up of a series of corals and more fins that are red like her tail. And while she does have a more humanoid-looking mouth, her mouth is filled with extremely sharp, needle-like teeth.
So, like an eel, does she have a second jaw set inside of the mouth?
She's kind of got like a shark situation going on, where like you could see that there's a second row of teeth growing in for when the front teeth fall out.
Yeah, pucker up, lover boy. She likes you.
Hey, but is she like a person? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she got like sentience. Or is she like, you know, a circus animal?
I guess you get to find out.
Oh god.
Yeah, how big is the tank?
This tank is huge. It's a very large tank.
You could like they could like comfortably swim around.
Comfortably can swim around, yes.
Okay.
She's in the center of like a big top, essentially. So she's got a very large tank to swim around in.
Okay.
And you can actually see around the edge of the tank there are a series of like runes written that are glowing.
Yeah, can I read them?
They are not in English. Do you have a move that you could use that would translate them?
That is such a good question. I'm gonna... someone else do something. I'm gonna look up if I can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, look up.
Let's see.
Smalls would like to say something.
If you look at the Lacey, it's a very big mix of I'm intrigued, I'm uncomfortable, because fish, I like fish. I don't like water. That's a big fish. That's a lot of water.
There's a lot of fish in here.
There's just a slight bristling of his tail fur and the correct back of his.
No, yeah, there's no way I can read this unless, I don't know, summoning a little bird is gonna help me.
No,
I'm reacting.
Do you want to look for Hale?
I don't... Hang on, let me see.
I think Saphir would also be kind of watching Hale just because she would be near him, because they'd also be near the...
Yeah, I mean, Lakey doesn't really notice anybody's discomfort because it's, you know, a little dark in the tent, and he's still coming off of his own emotional distress.
So
okay.
I think, like, for me, I would be near him, because I would have walked... Saphir would have walked in, like, right after Hale, because she needs to stay near the princess. So I think I would like to check to see how he's doing, just noticing his discomfort when we first walked in.
Okay, and I would say you probably find him pretty easily. You notice the other 3 members of your party all have little green glows going on because their stones glow in the dark. So Galleon's got a little spot of it coming up out of his armor. The princess has a literal tiara of glowing green stones, and Hale has something coming up underneath his scarf that kind of casts a green glow here-ish. Because others in our party know about the collar, but I don't think Saphira does.
Saphira was not. Saphira was not there. She was in her room, being a distraction.
But Hale has kind of, like, frozen in his tracks a little bit in this room, or in this tent, and is just seems very uncomfortable being in here.
Could I potentially try and do some shenanigans with the Lacey?
Yeah, if you want to do shenanigans with DeLacy, please feel free.
So he's clearly at least a little uncomfortable. How am I sounding, by the way? I have no control.
You're a little muffled, but you don't sound too bad.
Okay. I am coming to you live from my phone, so I'm doing my best.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
DeLacy, knowing what he knows and seeing what he's seeing, kind of is going to try and play up his own discomfort a little bit, and in a seeming panic, reach for Hale's hand like he's just reaching for someone to hold on to in fear.
I think you go to reach for Hale's hand, and he jumps dramatically, like, because he wasn't expecting it, kind of thing. And then says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And then offers you his hand.
DeLacy equally jumps, like, my apologies. I thought I was reaching for a member of my party, possibly Mr. Quickstep or Miss Fox. If you're offering, though, something about that these waters are not unfriendly.
Hale kind of nods, doesn't say anything, but he kind of nods in agreement, and just kind of, you see him do like the deep gulp of somebody who's like swallowing their own fear a little bit.
DeLacy will give his hand a little squeeze back.
I'm sorry?
DeLacy will give his hand a little squeeze back.
Aww. Severa, he has another hand if you wanna hold his other hand.
Yeah, no, she's definitely, she's gonna ask, and now she's like, Tweety, are you okay? And like reach her hand down to like grab a hold of his other hand.
I think he nods a little bit, like he's very clearly uncomfortable and maybe a little bit scared in this tent. But he says that he nods and says that he's okay, and takes your other hand. Now he has no more hands.
That's so cute.
Can I grab his foot? No.
I think that might be a weird interaction if you do that.
No. Don't.
I know. It was a joke. I was teasing. But also, yes, anding. All of the things. Be advised.
One more thing? Can I have one more thing?
Yeah.
He's gonna start to purr softly.
Aww. Him and his purring.
Purrs.
He knows it's soothing and he uses it a lot.
Purrs of inspiration.
Does anybody else want to do anything in particular in this room?
Lakey's gonna wave at the mermaid. Just say hi.
She's too busy. I rolled a 2. I did not notice you waving at all. It's too busy spinning around, being angry at people around the tank.
I think Morrigan's just kind of gonna try to ask, like, general group around, like, can anyone read this shit? These rune things? I can't. What does it say? Trying to figure out if this is humane or whatever.
Does anybody in the group have any kind of moves that would read a strange language? I don't know that we do. That might be a higher level thing.
I don't know if folk song would really work in this scenario. Because it says you sing a song that kindles strong feelings in NPCs nearby. The song has no effect on hostile creatures, so I guess she's kind of hostile right now.
I would say she probably would be, but I don't know that she would necessarily be able to communicate with you. As she is starting to like swim around the tank and move and stuff, you do hear her kind of doing this like ululating cry, of like almost like a screech coming from the tank. That's very like high-pitched whale song almost, but much angrier sounding.
Well, I was gonna ask if I could do an insight check on the mermaid, but I think I got an idea.
Okay.
Are there, besides jellyfish and the beta fish mermaid, Are there any other...
She's the only thing in that tank. But you do see that there are, like, some, like, animal bones down in the bottom indicating that she's been fed meat. And probably recently. Mal, you look like you got thoughts there. Mal has a very thinky face on.
Mal was just reviewing notes and trying to figure out.
Oh, wait, I have a question.
Socio-religious, politically, how much Lakey cares lands on the spectrum. What? So what is the general vibe of it that she seems like she's been captured? Like, what can I just, like, I don't know, take an insight check on the whole situation and see if she's like...
I think you would have heard from the carnival barker outside, things captured from the deep seas.
So this is more of the sailors and fishermen and less of the marine biologists.
Yes. This is very much a, more of a crazy creature show and much less of a, hey, come appreciate nature, like the petting zoo was.
Gotcha.
Is there anyone inside doing carnival barking as well? Like, step up and see the fruit.
I don't think there's people inside doing that, but there are probably some, like, security people around. Just making sure nobody, like, messes with the tanks or anything like that.
I might have a thing. Hold on, let me look at this. Alright, I think I want to use an ability point to do Whisper, wherein you telepathically send a message to a nearby creature. They know you are speaking from within their mind, but they hear you as if you were speaking out loud. And I'm going to do the one that costs the ability point, so I'm creating a link that allows them to respond as well. And we would be able to have a conversation for about a minute, for the next minute, it says.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that.
Morrigan's going to try to talk to the mer creature inside their head.
Okay, and what does Morrigan want to say?
Well, yeah, because Moradug isn't certain, like, if, like, they are sentient at all, so I think it's just a very basic prodding in the first place, like,
hello there? Can you hear me?
I think you see the mermaid, like, snap around, trying to figure out who's talking in their head, because all of a sudden somebody is talking to them in their brain.
If I happen to catch her gaze, I'll do just a little subtle.
I think you hear her, like, automatically say, "Who speaks in my mind?"
You could call me Morrigan, and you can think clearly, so I think I hate all of this around you, and I guess could you tell me more about how this came about? What's going on here from your perspective?
I think she's still trying to find you in the crowd, and she says, "Step into the light. Where are you?"
All right, I step into the light.
All right.
I wave bigger now. Hello. I say it out loud now. Hello?
I think eventually she does, like, see you and stills, and she turns those 4 pearlescent eyes directly onto you, and the fins kind of still, and you realize just how big this person is in front of you compared to your little 4-foot-tall self. What are you, 4'9", 4'5", something like that?
4'9", yeah, so
Excuse me.
over double my height, yes.
Oh, she's more like triple your height, almost.
Almost, yeah.
She's much larger than you. And she says, "I have been captured and wish to be freed." I am no exhibit for you puny creatures of the land.
Oh yeah, I feel ya. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do, okay? And Morrigan's gonna get back to the group, usher anyone over that she can get the attention of our crew, and is gonna say, so she's fully a person, so we gotta get her the fuck out, right?
Wait, she been kidnapped?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was
no.
fisherman out of the thing. No. What do you mean, no?
What is she achy? Damn, girl, I get you! I get you, ladies!
There are two factions of Tethys followers. There are the fishermen and the sailors, who seek to conquer the seas. And then there are those who see the fishermen and the sailors as a means to an end to study what lies beneath the waves. This exhibit seems to have been engineered by that first faction, perhaps a little more strongly.
Okay, thanks for the info, but, like, I really wouldn't give a fuck if it was scientists that, like, grabbed her and pulled her away from her home, because she's a thinking person. Like, that's the thing.
I would say the locals who know what Tethys is more so than our players who don't know who Tethys is. Tethys is a leviathan type of creature that sleeps on the bottom of the ocean, and creatures emerge from his body fully formed that are monstrosities of nature. So there is a portion of the ocean that is very, very deep where he is known to sleep eternally, does not like waking up, period. Where the worst creatures of all of the ocean come out. And it is a very large, expansive ocean. And anyone who sails through there is taking a huge risk by sailing through there because they don't know what's going to eat them.
But to be clear, Morrigan doesn't know this, right?
I don't think Morrigan would know. It's definitely closer, if you look on the map, which we have in the Discord server, it's definitely closer to Starlight City. It's that big, like, shadowy... I don't know if there's a shadow on the map. It's right off the coast, roughly speaking, from Starlight City, but there's a large enough buffer that, like, it doesn't affect anything too near shore. You just have to give it a wide berth. So a lot of the shipping lanes to Terinia, which is the island out in the middle of the sea, kind of just go very far around it.
Well, it's not like we can, I don't know, bust her out. This tank is huge, and I'm going to wager she can't be exposed to air for that long, and we're kind of a minute and a half away from the coast. So,
aren't we with the princess?
Hey, princess!
Oh, no. Princesses are into this shit.
The princess kind of is like, what? And comes and joins you.
Celine, that's your name. Celine, come over here.
And she's a little bit, like, startled, but she's like, okay, I'm game. Sure, what's up? Galleon comes with her.
Okay.
Captain of the guard. Captain of
Good
the
old
knights.
Knight Captain Grumpy Pants.
A cop.
Yeah, this is funny because, like, me, Edgar, is like, shut the fuck up, Marta. They don't care. They don't fucking care. This is a video game. Like, I don't give a shit who these people are. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, she's gonna be like, hey, Celine, I just checked. She can think. She's like she's a full-ass person. Being stuck here with everyone, like, coming and gawking at her. I mean, we have to get her out, right? Have to get her back to the ocean, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Celine seems pretty startled, and is just like, what do you mean she's a thinking person?
She has thoughts and feelings. I was just talking to her a second ago. Why does nobody believe me? This is fucking weird.
I believe you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Dad.
Me too.
You're welcome.
You too, whatever your name is, I
Who,
forgot.
who's that to? To Galleon?
That was to Fox.
To Fox!
Because Fox was like, I believe you, and I don't know that Morrigan's interacted with him much ever, aside from him running into her that one time in the Crock and Bowl.
I think Galleon, before the princess can say anything out of pocket, because she absolutely would, Galleon is just like, the mermaid is here under the understanding that she attacked a Royal Navy ship. This is the consequence of her actions. People need to be informed about what might kill them.
Oh, she attacked an inanimate object, and for that, she's treated like one. You hear how that's fucked up, right?
She killed 12 sailors.
She's just being a girl.
God forbid women do anything.
Your Honor, my client was in a silly, goofy mood.
I have a sugar imbalance.
Can I put my hands on Morgan's shoulder and direct her away for? Can we have a moment to speak for a minute?
I think we gotta contest a strength thing or something. I don't know what.
So the rules do say there's no PvP, so
Okay.
You guys
right.
decide
okay,
what you would like to do.
I'll assume that
we huddle
most
up.
People in this group are going to be stronger than Morrigan. So yeah, you can direct her away. She's just a little reluctant. She's like over like her shoulder, like.
But I think you do see before you get directed away that the princess didn't even consider this thing was sentient before this interaction, and is now like really a little bit rattled about it. And it's like you've seen her really bubbly and happy and outgoing, and this is a different like facet to her personality that you haven't seen. It's not the performative, friendly princess. It's a person.
Okay. So I say to Morgan, listen, you are right, but I think making a scene isn't gonna help, because then some people are gonna know that we're trying to break her out. You know, like the guards and everything around here.
Alright, fine.
But I do think
she was listening to me, okay?
Exactly. I think you need to get the princess on her own, and I can distract Mr. Tall, Hunky, and Handsome.
You mean that stupid knight guy?
Yeah.
All right. A-cab with a K.
Oh yeah. Fist bump.
Yeah.
I will say, while you guys are talking, Hale definitely overhears what you were saying and has released Saphira and Smalls. DeLacy's hand. I forgot names. Has released Saphira and DeLacy's hand, and has kind of inched closer to the fish tank in the middle.
Would it be a nab?
Say what?
Well, the K still makes a K sound, right? On its own.
All knights are bad?
Yeah, that's
or
what
all
Doug
knights
was
are
going
bastards.
for, yeah, that one, really.
I thought it was all kings are bastards, my bad.
Same though.
I mean, it can work either way.
Works always.
Depending on the circle, yeah.
And while we're here, I just realized it's 9:20 and we haven't taken our bathroom break. So, should we take our 10-minute break and come back?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, then we will see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Cool.
Be back soon. Stay tuned.
And we are back to
I
live. All right. And we are back to trying to figure out how we get this mermaid out.
Oh, right.
We have some like underworld contacts that could help us with that.
I mean, potentially.
I might know a guy who might be able to help us transport a large person who needs water to breathe. I haven't spoken to him in a minute.
Wait. I have a question.
The way he's thinking all this in his head. None of this is out loud, but he's
Okay.
like,
What was your
like these
question,
fools.
boss?
I don't want to help him with this.
So I was looking into folk song earlier that I could kindle strong feelings in NPCs nearby. Originally, I was kind of thinking of like, for lack of better words, getting an army of people together to help with the quote-unquote heist if we do go through with it. However, you did mention that the princess did have strong sympathy once she's like fully come to terms with the realization going on. Could I potentially use that on her to see if she can pull some strings and free the mermaid, or do something? Or
Potentially.
no,
Let me
except
look
no,
at
I
the
totally
wording. My only concern is, I think the guards might try to like shuffle you out of the tent if you try to start playing a song.
Oh, bummer.
Because they wouldn't want you performing in the middle of their exhibit. Exactly.
Dang. Okay. Understood.
But yeah, I think you would have seen that the princess definitely was like, "What do you mean it's sentient? What are we doing here?" Definitely uncomfortable at the thought.
Good.
Fox still huddled with, I believe, the doctor and Morgan? Is the doc in here? Or is it just me and Morgan?
I think. Well, I mean, if Briar was there, so would Boss be by proxy, since he's kind of
shoulders,
connected
yeah.
to the neck region.
Okay. All right. Okay, gang. We don't want to make a scene. We got to be smart about this. But I think if you can handle, Morgan, the diplomatic part of maybe talking with the princess, huh? Did that seem to be working?
Okay, I feel like you're talking a little condescendingly.
That's just how I talk. Don't worry about it.
You should fix it.
It is just how we talk.
I'll do it later. There's more important things right now. See, I just did it just then. I can't help it.
You did. You did, yeah.
You're both New Yorkers.
I'm gonna check with my pal Big D. Don't tell him I called him that. See what connections we got.
Oh, I am so calling him Big D.
Don't tell him I started
that. What could you do about it, you know?
He's given that kind of energy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I still need to get him his cat at some point. Okay, yeah, no, all right, sorry. Random thought, okay.
Let's stay on topic, all right?
Right, okay. Taking it seriously, got it.
We need to get the Nightman. I gotta get the cop away from the princess, right? He's gotta keep filling her head with the like, it's fine. The fish is a murderer.
Yeah.
Which we should be careful about. But maybe do a distraction. Huh?
Who's good at distracting people?
But
I can like mesmerize it.
How would?
No.
How are you going to get Mermaid from the tank to the ocean? It's not like you can just sneak into the tent at night and pick up the tank and then run through the streets of the city and dump it in the ocean.
Okay, I
he just puts a hand on Lakey's shoulder.
Get Lakey in here.
Well, I kind of thought someone would have magic. That's what I was thinking, but I guess not that kind. Okay.
We probably
Again.
shouldn't talk about this in the tent.
Oh.
Mikey has a point.
Good point.
Just as a matter of procedure.
While you guys are
so
talking,
they
I think
are-
Hale is gonna walk up to Fox, who I think he's clocked that Fox is in the party by now, and kind of
Yeah.
like
Oh, no.
tugs
We've
on.
just been ignoring each other.
Are you wearing a crop top again? Out of curiosity.
No.
Okay. I think
No.
he's gonna tug on whatever, like the sleeve of whatever garment you're wearing, and just like quietly say, "Excuse me."
Hey, kid, what's up? The rest of you go away. Don't worry.
Wait.
I'm gonna scope out the tank, see if there's any weaknesses.
I
I
find
mean,
a
you
little.
didn't hear that.
and he'll just quietly goes, "Can I borrow your knife?"
What for? Can I ask, or is it secret?
Do you need to know?
You make a good point. All right.
And so you let him borrow your knife?
Yeah, I take the knife, the more obvious one that's on my hip, and I give it a little twirl and hand it to him, handle side.
He does not try to do a little twirl. He just kind of like quietly
You shouldn't.
tucks it, and he goes, "Huh," and realizes that he has 2 notebooks all of a sudden. Because he tries to tuck it in his pocket and realizes that there's a notebook there. I can't do that.
You just hide it in there. Hide it in. So, what's doing all right, kid?
Yeah, fine. Super fine. And you can tell he's usually been pretty timid, but all of a sudden, like, there's a little bit of an edge to him that doesn't feel quite so timid all of a sudden.
Alright.
He is my son.
Yeah.
And he kind of meanders back over in the direction of the tank.
Fox is keeping an eye on him.
What else did you guys want to
So he's
do?
also passively keeping enough.
Oh, Fox is gonna go right up to DeLacy and be like, the kid just asked me for a knife.
Right.
Wish I knew. I wish I knew. But I think we're about to find out.
You didn't ask?
I did ask.
He did.
Did you wipe the handle down at least?
Did I what?
Did you wipe the handle down at least? You got fingerprints.
Fingerprints? Are there fingerprints on this one? I'm sorry, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Why
I didn't
wouldn't it
do that.
be?
I didn't realize there was DNA evidence available in this world.
Unless, did you already burn your fingerprints off?
Yes.
Technically.
Can I roll to see
Yes.
if he is lying to me?
Absolutely. Please roll. I mean, are you trying to lie, or are you being truthful, or are you bluffing?
Well, he did.
Teddy did it.
In the cauldron fire. Remember when we were testing out?
Oh.
the
But that is
Yeah,
true
you've got a
on one
dominant hand.
hand.
But I got healed.
That did get healed though.
But it got healed.
But I am wearing gloves.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Slick.
Small says something going on.
What I'm trying to say is we should keep an eye on him.
Small says some stuff going on.
Yeah, something's
I'm so sorry. There was like this big announcement that went off, and it was just this big booming lady's voice scared the crap out of me.
I heard sounds. I couldn't tell what it was saying though.
I think it was an announcement that like stuff's closing or something. I don't know.
Gotcha. And
Sorry about that.
Morgan, do you think that the connection is still active between you and the mermaid?
depends on if a minute has passed. That's the time limit. But if she looks like she wants to talk, I can cast the spell again. I don't know what she'd look like to indicate that to me, but...
Up to you. She is staring directly at Hale, and she's not baring her teeth.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use another AP point to do the same message spell again. Why not? I think I'm down to 7 left.
You should be topped up. Oh no, because you did your performance.
Yeah, that cost
what, like
at least
2?
1, if not a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that cost at least 1, and then I did the message earlier, and then, so yeah, after using 3 total in this day, I think I'm down to 7, because it starts at 10, right?
Yes, it should be 10 on a regular.
Sorry, my pen flew out of my hand. Yeah, I'm going to cast message again, and I'm gonna be like, hey, it's me again. Do you know that kid?
No, we have never met.
Do you like him? What's going on?
We share something in common.
He's a merman?
I don't think you get a verbal response back from the mermaid, but just like a mental anguish of, what the hell was that? Of course not. He doesn't have fins. Like this, like, babble of, who am I talking to? What are they talking about?
Bless Doug.
Well, what is it that you shared then?
And whole heart.
And she says, that is not mine to tell.
Okay, I guess I'll ask the kid later then. Anything else I should know? We are trying to get you out of here.
Destroy the runes. Set me free.
Destroy the rooms. Hey.
Ask her. Well, never mind. I'm not there.
Yeah, this is all in my head. Sorry. Well, what happens when we destroy the runes? Does your tank go away? Can you breathe out of water?
I use magic. I leave.
Well, of course you're magical. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and with that, like, there probably still would be some time if there was anything else the mermaid wanted to say, but I think Doug got what he wanted out of that conversation.
Yeah, and I think the mermaid would say, my name is Lawfrey.
Okay, I'm Morrigan. Well, I said that, but just in case, I'm Morrigan. You're Lawfrey. Okay. Yeah.
I think she would respond and just say, you're small, Morrigan, but you're useful. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, you're tall and you're trapped. How about that?
You're tall and you're what?
And you're trapped.
You see her kind of bare her teeth again, but you're pretty sure it's a smile.
Okay, good.
Pretty sure. Not 100%. Pretty sure.
Pretty sure, maybe.
It's a bruised smile. It's fine.
It's mostly a smile. Like they mostly get.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's around me that. Because Hale and therefore Fox and D. Lacey have kind of wandered back closer to the tank than we were, right?
I think Fox and DeLacy are watching Hale. I don't know how close they are to the tank. Hale's pretty close to the
more
tank.
towards the back, kind of.
I think Saphira was near to the tank.
She's near how?
Okay.
Okay.
She's still kind of like watching, just observing everything.
Did she see Hale take a knife from Fox?
Well, let's see.
I would also like to roll. Hale rolled a 15.
That's a 15.
Oh, beats it. So I think you did clock it. Let me roll for Galleon. Oh, fuck me. Galleon rolled an 18.
Ooh.
Oh no!
That'll be
he's
quite
busted.
the distraction now.
I want to distract. I would like to distract.
Princess
Galleon.
also rolled an
Real
18.
freaking bad.
Hale did not do as good a job as he hoped.
Do I get to roll a stealth anything?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Can I roll anything to like?
I think a 20 is the only way I can save this.
Can I give Fox a help action to like head towards that 20? That's my boy.
What'd you
That's
roll?
my boy.
Got a 5.
Oh no. Is that with the
Damn
help
it, Fox.
action?
Oh no, what's the help action do?
Reroll.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, I got a 17.
Oh, so close.
So close. A valiant attempt, thank you.
So Hale's been clocked, for sure. And I think maybe those of you that noticed that Hale took the knife might have noticed that Galleon also noticed, as did the princess, because both of them rolled an 18, which was not the intention.
You said that we noticed that they noticed.
You noticed that they noticed. Everybody who clocked that Hale took the knife.
I'm about to do more magic. Hold on. Well, tell me if this will work first, actually. Let me double check the rules.
Oh, I could do a really bad thing.
Oh?
Oh.
Remember that nerve pinch thing I did to Hale?
You want to try to do that to the captain of the guard?
Oh shit!
I care more about my son than I do authority.
I mean, yeah.
He's got armor.
Sorry.
I would ask you to roll it at a disadvantage if you do that.
Okay, before you do that,
Okay.
my plan was to cast Bamboozle, which I make one nearby creature mildly confused about a specific subject until you leave the area. For example, like a merchant could be confused about the value of their goods, a guard confused about who is authorized to pass, yada yada. The confusion is lifted if you push the deception too far, like trying to trade a rock for a priceless item. I wanna make Galleon confused about, like, wait, was there a knife? Just not certain,
Okay.
I guess, if I can.
Yeah, I think that would be fair. I think is losing you points. Is that more AP or is that one free? Because I know a lot of them are free.
That one is another AP, so I'm down to 6.
Okay, just be advised of your points. I know we're burning them at a rapid pace. Does anybody else want to do anything?
I'm the only one that is. I have an issue.
Doug is still learning how the game works, so it depends. He doesn't understand what AP is.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, if you would like to do that, I will absolutely let you do that. I think the deal breaker would be if Hale tried to stab him, then he would notice that Hale had a knife. But aside from that, I don't think Hale is likely to try.
Good. Okay, so that's covered then. But the princess does. I can only
The
do
princess
that to
clocks
one
it. The
creature, so I
princess
take
is not
down.
doing anything.
Sweet.
As a matter of fact, I'll say that the princess kind of notices that all of you have noticed and turns Galleon away. Like, oh, look at this mantis crab. Isn't it cool? Like, redirecting using the princess vibes and his duty honor bound to keep her safe and keep an eye on things. She has distracted him elsewhere.
This is a ride or die. Gangster.
Princess is cool people. Princess has cool beans.
We're like besties.
Are they better than my beans, Briar? Rude.
Toe beans, toe beans, toe beans.
So it sounds like this is going down now.
something's going down. I don't know what the hell Hale's up to. Walking up to a tank with a knife. I was just gonna say that whoever is sort of near Morgan would try to usher closer to more or less just share with everyone the things that she just learned from the mermaid, as in, like, okay, she feels bonded with Hale for whatever reason. If we break the runes, she can escape on her own terms through some kind of magic. And, probably just leaves out the short comment. But other than that, communicates everything. Quietly, though, trying not to draw too much attention.
Mal, you look like you got thoughts there. How you doing, bud?
Nothing. You can't prove anything. What?
No proof.
You had a very strong concentrating face, so I wanted to check in.
I'm not looking exactly at the verbiage of the word portal. No. What? No. Shut up. No.
Mal's not a veteran. You shoot your face. Your beautiful face.
Yeah, no, like the hamster's still on the wheel. It just chucked its third monster, so there's definitely stuff going on up there, but it's we're not at any sort of fruition yet.
So, I think
I will
Briar
say
was
you're on the right track, but not necessarily something you have to cast. Briar has what?
Oh, good. My mic is working. Good. I was worried there for a second. Sorry. Briar was on board with we can come back when it's later, but then he's noticing the sorry, a cough is trying to happen.
You're all good.
I swear, I took my coughing medicine before the session started.
It only does so much.
It only does so much. So now he's a little bit on edge. He's on guard. He's ready to sprint at any moment, though. Just FYI, in case something goes south, because Briar only has corrupt to use defensively, so maybe modulate if he's creative, but he only has one move. So
Fear can create fog.
oh, neat.
Just an FYI. If we want to come back later and distract.
Yeah, Lakey's gonna look at everybody just kind of looking around. And in one of his rare moments of acute perception, is gonna be like, it seems as if this is a situation we want to address, but perhaps we should do it later after we have a moment to coordinate. And perhaps the coordination should take place elsewhere.
I agree. I think we need to, leave a minute, get some air.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I am quite famished, and dinner always a good thing to have before making definitive plans.
Food's good. Food's always good. I vote for food.
Should I go get the kid? Because, I mean, he seems ready now. It looks like he up to something now.
You could go tell the kid that we're gonna take care of it. Or that he doesn't have to worry, it'll get done.
Okay. Fox gonna stand next to him. Oh, maybe I'll bring DeLacy with me.
Yeah.
You?
I can like,
we get either side of him, just his two dads. Be like, hey, buddy, what you doing?
No, you're the weird uncle. DeLacy's the dad.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think Hale was kind of in the zone a little bit about what I think you've probably guessed he was likely to do. And jumps a little bit because he wasn't expecting to hear you guys. And he kind of shuffles a little bit, but you can tell his shoulders are kind of squared up. He isn't really answering.
DeLacy chimed something in very quietly.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We're waiting. I can hear you.
Oh. So he just very quietly, so that only maybe Hale and Fox will be able to hear. And I'm going to say it at full volume because I don't know how well I'm, like, projecting through my phone. But very quietly, he goes, "It's always a shame to see something far from home that couldn't but correct it the right time. No, it's chosen with the right time."
I think
he has like a hand on Hale's.
Yeah, and I think as
like,
the hand comes down on Hale's shoulder, you see his eyes kind of like well up with tears a little bit. He's very clearly upset.
It moves across. The hand moves across his shoulders to the other one, and just sort of hugs Hale to him, and whispers even quieter. So like Fox might be able to hear this, might not. It goes, you ain't alone in this one, but not right now. Not when all eyes are turned. See him.
I think he nods a little bit. He doesn't say anything, but he nods, and I think he would hand Fox's knife back.
Oh, boy.
I'm no particular fan of the case myself. Most of the company I see any time. The time made by bars, glass, or what. And you see some little like shuffles that hug a little bit like this, that kind of like little jostle you get.
And I think he like.
And he starts to purr again.
I think he kind of perks up a little bit at that and like wipes his eye and says thank you, quietly under his breath.
Don't mention it. And he sort of starts to like guide Hale out of there, trying to keep his body between Hale and any more of the like ocean shit. Because he was clearly very scared.
Okay.
And DeLacy knows more than he should.
Yes, DeLacy does.
That was all I had in case anyone else wanted to do something.
Yeah, as DeLacy and Hale leave, does anybody else follow? Do you guys stay in the tent and look at other things, or?
We're all headed out to eat, right?
That was a proposal.
Did Fox get one last look at the tank to see how many stones there are, gems there are?
So it's not. They are not gemstones. They are runes. So they're like carved into the base of the tank. So it would be. You just have to start destroying runes and hope that it breaks the spell, roughly speaking, which is roughly what Hale was gonna do. Probably not with any speed because he doesn't know what he's doing, but.
Because he's green, bless him.
It's time to induct him in the ways of the Thieves Guild.
He has spent a lifetime being lawful good. He is not ready yet for chaotic good. You gotta bring him in on that.
I think he's
Ease
ready. I
him
think he's
in.
brewing.
Ease him.
Chaotic good or lawful evil? I'm not sure which it is right now.
Okay, well, if
I'm going with
Mora
chaotic
sees,
good.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say if Mora sees people leaving, then she's following.
Same with Saphira. She's gonna kind of like walk out. She said what she needed to say and saw what she needed to see.
Yeah, and I think the princess would follow your lead and go with you, and I think Hale would eventually link back up with the princess as well once they get back outside. So it would be DeLacy and Hale and the princess and Galleon and you leading the front of the pack. With Morrigan amongst their numbers as well.
Fox will probably hang back with the doc and boss to let him know what's what coming back later.
And Lakey, yeah.
And Lakey, yes.
And we mosey our way out of the tent as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the way to wherever we're going, Morrigan's gonna try to walk in pace with DeLacy, and kind of wordlessly just grab like the catnip that she got and hand it over.
What's this? Totally
Flowers?
confused.
You gave me flowers, so I'm giving you catnip. Is that offensive? Is that fine?
She makes him face like a little flabbergasted, like, how do you know? How did you know? How did you know I partake? A whisper. How did you know I partake?
I mean, is it rude to say because you're a cat?
No, it's fairly common. I'm using more cat grass than myself. I like chewing, but holidays, for the stronger stuff.
Oh well.
I'm
Sorry, I didn't.
so used.
Well, do you want it or not? I mean, I know it's not your thing, your main thing, I guess. But...
I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Oh.
Plus, you got the good.
Sorry, what was that?
And plus, you got good. You got good on Miss Mulligan. 2 of them.
Yeah, I got 2 eyes. That's true. She laughs.
2 very good eyes. 2 very good, very lovely eyes. Yes. Thank you, kind. But
I take it at the medicinal dosage, right?
As far as you know.
So we now have 2 confirmed.
Pitches, I don't care.
So we now have 2 confirmed types of narcotics in this world: cocaine and catnip.
When did cocaine happen?
You did it in the first episode.
DeLacy will say, like, as appreciative as I am, and I am going to accept this quite readily. But in the future, if someone does give you a gift, don't necessarily feel compelled to take it. And don't be suspicious, not. There's something my mama said. Reaching way back. My mama always said, don't look for a reason for someone's gift.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you say that again? Just the last part. I'm so sorry.
He goes, oh, you're totally fine. He goes, something my mama used to tell me. Don't look for a reason for someone's love.
Wise words.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good advice.
sometimes a pretty girl just deserves flowers. Kill me? And he gives her a ring.
Yeah, Moradug does like a half little lean away and then averts her eyes and is like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. I guess I am that.
Floofs up.
And floofs up a bit, yeah.
Little puffball with wings. Bless it.
And then she's probably gonna like suddenly walk faster ahead to like be next to someone else now.
So as he's checking his pocket, making sure he has rolling paper.
It's probably in the jacket pocket,
Yeah.
probably.
Probably. He's a man who rolls his own.
Exactly.
And I will say it is about 10:15, so we should probably wrap it up. But we will resume with us finding food in the next session.
Hell yeah.
And then
And actually,
Hell
before
yeah.
we let things go, did you want to find a way to excuse DeLacy before the next session?
Yes. Yes, actually, I had an idea for that.
Okay.
So we potentially need magical means of transportation and or heisting. And DeLacy knows a guy.
Okay.
Potentially,
He knows a
the
guy.
reason he sets out. Potentially, the reason he sets out could be to go speak to said guy. Whether the party manages to pull off this heist without him or wait for his help, I leave completely up to you guys. He's just like, I know a guy.
I will say this is a 3-day festival, so the mermaid will be on display for at least a couple more nights, couple more days.
Not if we have anything to say about it.
But yeah, if you want to peel off and go find a guy to help you take care of a potential issue, you can certainly do that.
So before we get to the place for food, he goes, sweet. You know what? I would love to join y'all for dinner, but I just remembered a very important appointment I got. Tails, stick with these folks, stick with your princess, and your captain of the guard. And when he says captain of the guard, there's that little bit of stank eye elevator eyes that happen. And
he rolled a 7. He did not notice that.
And yo, captain of the guard. And my friends gonna see y'all taken care of. I will be back as soon as I can, but I do not know how long the performance will take.
Alright, and you dip off, leaving the party amidst the crowd, while the rest of the party goes to snag a snack. And we will end things there.
Hooray! I made it!
Yay! Oh, I'm so glad you made it, because I know you really wanted to.
Yeah.
And we will resolve that probably not the next time with Smalls, because Smalls is off on an adventure. But we'll do it when Smalls gets back in a couple of weeks, or I don't know if that's the end of the month. It might be more than 2 weeks. I don't remember.
Unless we arrange it on a different day.
True.
We will figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll leave it
All right.
open.
Well, thank you guys for coming and hanging out, and I hope everybody has a good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.